The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the Mouths of Madness. I'm Lowdown. With me as always is
F.U. Hunter. What's up, you ghost-possessed bitches?
Ghost-possessed bitches. Fucking conversation-wanting, dead phone call having.
Party game going.
Like, seriously, bro. Like, I'm not.
Party games changed from back in the day when I was around. Like, it was spin the bottle.
What
and
happened?
shit like that.
What happened to spin the bottle?
Hey, would it be possessed?
No.
Fuck yourself?
No. No, that sounds horrible.
I mean,
Really,
like,
really
dude,
bad.
we had the Ouija boards. That was like the, I didn't move that. Did you see that? Come on. Some asshole fucking moved it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So that was the closest we got is like, I think it moved over to yes. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Someone's an asshole.
It's like, well, I didn't move it. Well, I didn't either. Who moved
Oh.
it? Yeah, exactly.
Look, it's got to do the Exorcist shit where it just moves on its own. Then I'm like,
no one's hands on it.
burn this bitch right now. Get it out of the house.
Yeah, well, it won't burn, remember?
Yes.
See? All right, so before we dig into this episode, I would like to ask you to please like, comment, share, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff across the socials. It greatly helps out the podcast, and it only takes you a couple seconds, and we would appreciate it. Any kind of feedback, really, but you could share it and say, this guy suck. But still, it's a feedback.
Just
so
any kind of feedback.
Yeah, love it. Thank you.
Give us some love. Give us some hate. Madness boys don't care.
Don't care.
Well, we kind of care.
We care about getting the feedback, not about the
feelings. I mean, if they make it personal, I guess that could be bad.
Oh, yeah, if it gets personal, yeah, that'd be rough.
But besides that, yeah, about the content, yes.
Yes. All right, so tonight on the chopping block, we are going to be talking about. So it came out this year, but it's slated as a 2022 film.
Well, I think because it was independent release, and so like technically if it was shopped around at some of the festivals.
I'm sure it was like Sundance or Cannes
and I think
something.
it was gonna get released. It was gonna get released last year, but then it got picked up by what's that studio that does really good with horror movies?
Oh yeah, A24.
Yeah,
dude, no granny titties in this A24 film.
I know, shocker.
No granny titties. Anyway, we're going to be talking about 2022's film. Talk to me. Yeah, let me in. Or I let you in? One of the two.
I let you in, yeah. I was like, talk to me, and then I let you in.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Now, if in the trailers, I just assumed like an ass that this was a British film, but it was nice to know that it was Australian.
Yep.
How did we find that out? By the fucking hit and run kangaroo.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you're not sure, the dead kangaroo's like, all right, mate.
It wasn't dead yet. It was like, I wonder if they really sound like that. I heard they are like mean, angry animals.
Yeah.
From what if you watch like Nat Geo and shit like that, they're like aggressive, and apparently they're a little more bassy than I thought they were. That's how they sound.
Yeah, they're kind of creepy. I mean, like,
yeah. Now, there's I recognize the mother of the brother and sister because she was in Sabrina, but there's not a lot of people in this movie.
She was in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah, she was.
Yeah.
But the character wasn't that big.
I know.
So, she had more FaceTime on Sabrina on the Netflix show.
Okay, see, I never saw Sabrina.
She was the aunt, so you saw like every episode.
Yeah, I just remember her with the sword and like, like being like, the woman won't be able to do shit. She's like, go fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah, she was the badass.
Yeah.
In that, yeah. But she just didn't have a lot of screen time.
Now, she was pretty like fucking awesome in this. Like,
she was hilarious.
She called them out every fucking
time.
The
way she tried to sneak around and figure out about the party. Because she like went to her and then went to the friend and then was really nice and went to the son and was like, hey, so... she told me about the party. It's just, what time? What time are people coming over? You're like, that's so conniving.
Before that, she's like, I know you're going to sneak out, so just make sure you lock the door when you crawl through the window.
Dude, when Daniel's over there, she's like, my wife's vagina, off limits. Like,
I know. Awkward.
Well, not for her, but for those two? Oh, God.
I'm just saying that that conversation, like, I really want to talk about,
Yeah.
I don't think she need to worry, by the way. That dude... didn't seem like a prowler, all right?
No.
He seemed like a cuddler.
Well, apparently he doesn't like he's getting his foot sucked.
I was going to say, a cuddler, but, not by choice.
True. Oh, man, that was gross. That was so gross.
There's some crazy kind of weird shit going on.
So I think that was the spirit that possessed Daniel, because remember, he was like rubbing himself when he was possessed.
Yeah.
And she clearly has some sort of fetish. I don't know. She was in like a nightgown and like just
fucking weird.
Gross. Oh, what about like the first person that Mia sees? The bloated, like waterlogged, Walking Dead zombie looking motherfucker from like season 2 from the well.
Yeah,
remember
that?
Was
fucking awesome.
Oh man, dude, like when you got the effects, they were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So like any A24 film, right? They don't. It's not like everything is based around that.
Well, from
right?
what I read, this was made by these two guys that made like YouTube shorts. And somehow they just like got enough financing to make this, so they had to use little tricks of the trade because this wasn't like a big production.
Yeah. I saw on the it was 2 people, 2 brothers. Yeah, no, it definitely does what A24 does. It's A24 has been doing a lot of horror, but they've also had some. It's okay.
But they picked this one up, which is funny because this wasn't their production, but it feels like one of their movies.
They already greenlit a second one.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I'm interested to see how they continue that.
And apparently you can get the collector's edition that comes with the fucking white porcelain hand. I'm like,
how much is that? I want that.
I don't know, but that's
fucking awesome.
You're gonna creep the fuck out of people. Like I know it's a movie, but
no, wait, there's a real hand in there.
Yeah,
totally. Like no, they just cast around to dude's hand.
Oh, they're gonna do a sequel because there's got to be another left hand, right?
No, yeah. I guess the other hand is just gone. Like no. Where's the other hand? Oh man. Oh, so but like
they're gonna talk to me. The other hand.
What different is what's gonna happen different with that hand? If it's the same thing, there's who cares?
Yeah.
Like really, it's like okay, but the movie started off strong, right? Because like you just see walking to the party, and then it's his brother looking for his brother, and then like basically he just stabs his brother out of nowhere.
Oh.
And he's off screen when that happens because he's cussing out the party guys because he's freaking out.
Yeah,
and it's
very,
like it's cool.
very much of up to date, like of today, where literally he's like going around and people just give 2 shits, but they give enough of a shit to pull all their fucking phones out when literally the brother stabs, like when he's like freaking
Well, it was
out.
when they kicked him out, they had all their phones out, and that's what the older brother's like, put the fucking phones away, and leaves the younger brother against the counter. And then out of frame, and then when he comes into frame, he stabs his brother, and then stabs himself in the fucking face.
Yep.
Dude, brutal start. I was not expecting that. Brutal start.
And it had that tracking shot following the older brother finding his brother.
Yeah.
Which I really thought
the
was
one
cool.
shot.
Yeah.
No, and a wrapper, because one shots are cool because they go from behind, then they do a wide wrapper. I love those things, man. They've gotten very popular, and I think Daredevil season 1 has something to do with that. I've been seeing them a lot more in the last like 8-9 years than I have in the past.
Yeah.
So it starts off really strong, and I felt bad because some people walked in after that to the theater, and I'm like, oh, dude, you just missed.
Yeah.
Like, seeing that movie from the opening credits versus seeing it from the very beginning and not seeing that, like, it would have made Halloween Ends even worse if you didn't come in pre like opening credits.
And that's a big thing to say.
I mean, that's one of the few good things I have to say about the movie is the opening.
Yeah.
Kid falling 3 stories. So anyway.
But you kind of know what's at stake, like with that opening sequence of like how shit could just go fucking sideways.
But now you just got to figure out why.
Yeah.
And like the fact that all these kids are using it as like how can you not think that it's wrong to fuck with spirits? Like, it's not like the Ouija board where no one really knew about that shit, like, in the 70s. It's like, no, wait. I know this dude was into some shit, and it's his hand, and I'm literally seeing spirits and letting them in my body.
I looked at it as the same thing as, like, kids experimenting with drugs. Like, some motherfuckers do OD, but, like, come on, man. You want to try it? Like, the exhilaration. It's just instead of, like, taking fucking, like, Molly or some shit like that.
Instead of it's like a drug.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. It's like, come on, man. What are you, pussy? Come on, try it.
Yeah.
Instead of that, it's, come on, man. Get possessed by a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. But it shows, like, this addictive quality that, like, it's this, everybody's reacting. And you have this girl who's kind of an outcast. And
I don't think she was. I think it's because, like, they go into her mom dying.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember when they brought up her taking the sleeping pills when she was talking to the younger brother, Riley, I was like, oh, wow, she killed herself? And this is like her lying to herself? But then I'm like, wait a minute. No.
Yeah.
But then the note comes out and you're like, oh.
It seemed a little,
a
little something rotten to Denmark with the, like, is she just she locked the door and then she accidentally took a bunch of pills accidentally. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, sure.
Like, sounds to me like she had some last minute regret and was trying to get the fuck out.
That's just dad being like, how do you explain to your daughter that your wife, like,
when they found her, when they had that flashback scene, she's against the door.
Yeah.
And they keep using the scratching, which was so fucking creepy.
Oh man, yeah.
Right? Like just that scratching.
See, I
was
know
so
somebody
creepy.
that does not deal well with that, so that would definitely fuck with them.
Yeah, that's ooh, buddy. Woo. Yeah, so and it continues throughout the film. So that was really fucking cool. I really dug that. That was a cool effect.
I really appreciated when they did this, where you shake the hand of the fucking porcelain, you say, "Talk to me," and then I'll
let you in.
I'll let you in. And then there's a shot where the camera always goes over the character and their head goes back and you see the possession, and then their head comes down and they're possessed.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't just fuck with their eyes. It's like a supernatural possession. That's how they show demons in the show Supernatural. The difference is like their face gets fucked up. Like you see like almost like I don't know, like their mouth is like was just drug across a brick wall or something. You know, like there's all this like rash shit that starts popping up around
and
their
it looks
eyes.
like their face gets sunken in a little bit.
Yeah. And you get a flash before you say "let me in." They showed a flash of the actual spirit, and you're like, "Oh God." Oh.
Yeah, which we get, our main character, that's that. Yeah, when she first does it, and I was not expecting that, and then all of a sudden she looks, and right in front of her is the fucking bloated motherfucker.
Well, the first one was the old dude, and she let go.
That's right.
And then it was the bloated guy, and so they went like hard really quick because the only exposure to this, what happens is with Mia at the beginning, really, other than on the phone where they recorded people in the past, but you actually see the whole experience, and then she was the only one that did it at that first party. And then when they had him over at the brother and sister's house, it was like they just got a big old 8-ball of Coke and was like, "Here we go."
Well, I think she had such an exhilaration with that, but
everybody did it like 5-6 times.
She's like pushing like her best friend and everybody.
Everybody there's like 5 other people there that willingly did it like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah,
because it shows them,
especially her,
go around and around and around and around. Even after Daniel looked like he was like coming in his pants and making out with the dog, which was so gross.
Yeah,
so gross.
Oh,
that's why, dude. I swear, that's why I think that woman that was sucking on Daniel's foot
was
the one that possessed him. So what happened? Like on the second time they do it, the little brother convinced.
Was it even the second time? It just seemed like that.
Yeah, because remember the first night was at someone else's house they went to, and the second night they had it at I can't remember the main girl, the white girl, and the brother. I forget. I know the brother's name's Riley, and I forget what the daughter's name is.
Yeah.
But they had it at their basement.
Okay, I just thought it seemed like because they're doing like quick clips of all of them doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought maybe this had been kind of a continuous trend, like a Friday night.
No, it's the same night.
It's that night.
It's the same.
But that was kind of the rule at the beginning. Is like, yeah, this kid's too fucking young to handle this. We're not testing that, and they got overconfident. They're like, everything's been fun.
Well, no. It was because of Mia's mom.
Yeah.
Was the spirit that went into the brother, and so she made it go longer. Yeah. They didn't pull him off after 90 seconds.
But that's the thing is that they were initially like, okay, they actually had given him a smaller.
It was like 50 seconds.
They're like, we're not even. Okay, fine.
But it went
we're not
2
even
minutes,
and that's
because they let it go 2 minutes
sideways,
and they couldn't remember if they blew the candle out.
Yep.
So it's like you light a candle, which opens a door.
Fucking kids.
And they do the thing with the hand, and then after 90 seconds, they blow the candle out, so they close the door.
Yeah.
And it's like so crazy.
It's like those 90s deaths from ecstasy where it's like, they just couldn't drink any water. Like, they fucking died. These motherfuckers forgot to blow out a candle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you think after all that banging around, it would have blown itself? It would have caught wind from a head snap.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it's the equivalent of going, I forgot to give him water when he had ecstasy. Like, motherfuckers, if you're going to do this shit, have the shit set up. Blow out the candle. Keep track of time.
Now, do you think that the spirit of the old dude we saw in the hospital at the end of the film that she could see was the spirit that took over Riley after because remember it was the mom, and then they left it open too long, and then it shifted to a different demon.
See, and that I'm not really sure about because you also have that interaction with the little girl later on.
But she was good. She just knew where he was.
Yeah.
But that the person who took him over immediately went sinister, and he started slamming his head against shit.
Holy, and that was quick. Like all of a sudden he's like shaking, and they're like, "Okay, get him off," and he won't fucking let go. And then the goddamn smacking himself, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And this is where I've said like it kind of turned Evil Dead, where this thing's like, "Oh, I got a person to play with here. I'm gonna fuck it up."
Mm-hmm. A little meat puppet.
Yep.
Yeah, because like. He was just banging his head all over the main table, and then he gets slung into a corner. And that was where it got bad, dude. When he's slamming his head against a corner of a fucking console table, I was like, oh Jesus, please stop.
And the next thing, as in when you have parties, you're not supposed to, and shit goes down, you're like, oh, how the fuck are you gonna explain this to your fucking mom? You don't.
You don't. Like, there was an eyeball thing that did fuck with me.
Oh yeah,
but it could have been way worse. So I got a really good pass because like
it was potentially good.
I was expecting to squeeze it and like pop it or something because he basically when the demon has the son over, the evil demon takes over after Mia's mom. He like is beating the shit out of himself, and then he like keeps his head up and like literally digs into his socket and grabs his eyeball, and then someone goes over and smacks his hand. So I don't even know if he pulled the whole thing out or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Because they have his eyes swelled shut through the rest of the time.
That's a lot of trauma if you try to pull out your eyeball.
Yeah. And I think he's still slamming his head over and over again in that same area.
I'm pretty sure the corner was, catching the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. But the reason I was thinking that it might be the old man at the end was because when he finally came to in the hospital and was like talking with his sister, the spirit that took him over smiled and laughed, and I think the kid was trying to mimic the old guy.
Yeah.
Remember as he's bashing his head against the wall again? Dude, this kid got fucked up. There's no way he doesn't have brain damage.
And I'm going to throw this out there. This is where the movie, you deal with our main character, and she lost her mom, and, and it's like these ghosts, these demons, kind of exploit the shit out of it. And that's where she's like, because everybody, dude, come on. Everybody wants that opportunity to still be able to talk if they've lost a parent, stuff like that. And they go, oh, good. And they just fuck with her. And just like, she's asking her mom questions and her mom's trying to guide her, but you're like, there's something a little weird about
this. Is she really?
And then she's like,
she killed herself and they don't go to the good place.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And then you start to kind of build it up. And then I think it comes down to where then she's like, you need to save Riley. You need to save him. Like, what kind of way can you save him? And before that, she's like, oh, also, your dad?
Oh, that scene, dude.
Don't trust your dad.
Oh, that fucking...
And literally is fucking with her reality where she is imagining her dad breaking down the door and, attempting to kill her. And her good mom, her good ghost mom is like, he's going to try to kill you because he's trying to keep you away from the truth. All that's, and then we cut to her, the dad, actually in the living room.
She's screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude, that was... Yeah... Killed her own, but okay. Well, he's technically not dead because remember
he walks out. Yeah,
when the daughter comes, when the one daughter at the end she does the switcheroo. She walks in the bedroom and he's still alive. That's how she knows. Hey, don't trust Mia.
Yeah,
she's fucking crazy, dude. That whole thing, when they left the door open and then so basically they're leading it. That's what happened to what is it, Duckett, whatever the young kid at the beginning was. He had done it too much.
Yep.
And I guess the same thing had happened. Either held on too long, didn't blow the candle out, and the spirits followed him
and now we
into reality.
And who knows what he was seeing when he stabbed his brother, when he stabbed himself, because they just again, you see this reality where her dad's breaking down the door and screaming at her and attacking her. Mm-hmm. And no, that's not him. But in her reality, that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. To the point where then when she defends herself, it is her dad.
But the thing is, there's clearly a different look. The dad that was apparently attacking her looked like he was burnt.
Yeah.
The skin was all fucked up. So
he looked possessed. He looked like sort of possessed. It didn't look like just a normal hey honey, now I'm here to fucking kill you.
No, his skin was totally different than
a ghost
the real dad
interpretation of him.
Yeah. So it was kind of oh man, but she was looking away and didn't realize that the real dad had taken over and he just happened to be in the same spot.
And then we got to talk about the holy shit moment where, and I guess this is actually prior to that scene, when she goes to the hospital and she's decided we've got to save him by literally sort of making him do this again, but blow out the candle since they fucked up and didn't blow out the candle. And that's when the little girl shows up and she's like, well, I can show you where he is. And she goes into his, I guess...
purgatory or whatever it is supposed to be,
and it's straight up a fucking scene from Goddamn Society.
Dude, that's that's what I thought. Yes.
Demons fucking, and he's trapped, and I'm like,
looks like they're all they weren't getting grabbed. It looked like they were he was in the middle.
You could insert a Slayer song, and it would make complete sense.
It was very uncomfortable.
Demons fucking, it was just what the fuck is this? And I was like. They put on another level for me watching that because I expected maybe you're gonna see him and he's trapped in something, but they were like. Demon orgy, and he's in the middle of the bitch, and he can't do anything about it. I was like, that's fucked up. Mm-hmm. That is fucked up.
Mm-hmm. And I'll give this film. I'll give it the fact that like when it needed to be, it could be gory. Like anytime there was gore, like even like or just any kind of violence, they did the bruising and like the aftermath. Right, like when she ultimately gets pushed out by the sister instead of pushing the brother into the highway. I'm assuming
that's
so.
one of my
Did she get
shots.
pushed or did she jump herself?
I think she sacrificed herself. I think she had a moment of clarity.
Yeah.
And she realized what she was about to do, and she said, "The only way to keep this kid safe,
or everyone else, because she would end up killing."
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like, is I got to throw myself at it.
So is that why the brother killed himself at the beginning? You think he saw realized what he did, and then just walked out and said, "Fuck it," and just
like
stabbed
there's a
himself?
moment of clarity that she had before she pushed the kid in the wheelchair into open traffic. But that shot, I fucking loved because you see her at the edge of the highway.
Yeah.
And then you have the people in a car, and they're like, blah, blah. And then, boom, like dead body, like just right there, like body thrown at the car.
Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing shot.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool when they were got down the hill and sat at the edge, and you see, like from all the different angles, and it's the old dude in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool because it could have made it the kid.
The hands
and
to come over, and they're fucking the nails.
Dude, then the mom's like vomit-ridden bottom.
The mom is just like, like, fucking do it. Like, it was just like, and you see.
I'll take care of him.
And you pretty much see, I think, in my opinion, the true form of whatever is pretending
way
to be the mom.
more fucked. If you notice, every time you see her, she looked way more fucked up.
Yep.
Because like now, albeit the very first time you saw her, it was a silhouette through a door. But the first time you saw a reflection was at the hospital right after Riley got fucked himself up. Well, the demon fucked Riley up. But like then you see her in the house talking to the dog. Like, and every time you see her, she's looking more like not rotting, but like eroding.
Yeah.
It's good makeup. It reminded me of the that old dude when the kid sees and it comes at night. Or the dude who does like the silent scream. It's just so fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ending, and ultimately the ending was fucking rad. Like the lights going out just around her. Every way she would go, the light would go out. And then like you realize, it's darkness.
Well, you see her, and remember she brought up her biggest fear, which is not being able to see the reflection.
Mm.
And she's walking to the hospital, and she comes
the scene when she ends up in the mirror. That was she got redirected there because she first like goes into Riley's room, mom and daughter there, no one recognizes her, and then they end up down the hall and she sees her dad. So she's going all these directions, then goes to the right to go to where the mother and the son and daughter are at. Goes dark. Dad goes in the elevator, goes dark, and when she turns around, now she's at the bathroom.
Right, but that's also where the only person to acknowledge her was that old motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
The old person's like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Their boss is like, "I don't see shit," and he's like, "What's up, girl?"
Yeah. But she didn't see a reflection.
Yeah, but then she realized that she doesn't see a reflection, which again she had said is her biggest fear. And then it goes dark, and then you see a light,
and
that was fucking cool.
Yeah, when I saw the light, I'm like, "Oh fuck, that's the candle."
Yeah,
and now they're in like Italy or some shit. Like, how the fuck did it make it over there? Is that a story?
And that's the question for me: is that when these ghosts realize that they're ghosts? Like, is situations like that?
Yeah,
where you're not even till literally you're pulled in by this fucking party game with the fucking hand. Like,
but as long as they go by the rules, apparently they're fine.
Yeah.
When they go too long, A, and don't blow out the candle, B.
But that realization when she is literally sitting on the opposite side of that fucking hand,
and she grabs it,
and her hand is the fucking hand. That was fucking cool because the realization of like, oh, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah. And then like she grabbed, and then the dude's like, talk to me. And then she's like, dude, that was
But wasn't he like from like Spain?
So it was like Italy or Spain or somewhere in Europe.
Which is crazy because like we have no idea of what the timeline is.
No,
how the fuck they went from fucking Australia to wherever
Europe.
Yeah,
it had to be somewhere in Europe.
Yeah,
it had to be. And I'm like, how the fuck did it get across an ocean or two? Yeah, so that was a solid like, oh shit, because you think it's going to be somebody that they know. Right? Like, when they go through the house and they find this thing. No.
And it also lets you know this thing is just going to fucking continue. It's just going to keep going. I mean, like how far it traveled. All right.
What do you think they're going to do to up the ante for part 2?
Oh, I think ghosts are going to fuck with people even more hardcore.
Things are more violent?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Man, but like just a basic possession with a movie like this, just with a basic possession and ramping up.
You don't have any actual real kills. You have, I mean,
true.
There's a lot of close calls.
Nobody really gets killed.
But nobody really gets killed.
No.
I mean, technically, it's the brother at the beginning of the movie and her at the end. everybody else.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
No one really gets.
And
no one really
another
gets
thing
killed.
I thought about is that they're trying to suggest that the longer you wait after you're possessed, like if it goes wrong, like it'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
But the ghosts were kind of influencing her, like you need to save him now. You need to save him now. Like
Because they probably knew they were getting weaker.
they had a
They got
short
a window.
timeline.
We got a window here.
Yeah, like,
Hey,
all right, well, come on, bitch, do our
man,
shit.
Kill shit.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for Talk to Me. But before you hear our final verdict, here's what's going on the GUI network.
In a world with too many reboots and remakes,
Two men will stop at nothing to make it even worse.
join Mike the Hobbit and Tandy as they play by their own rules while pitching new takes on some of your favorite and least favorite films and TV shows. What podcast would dare to bring this upon the world?
This is Smack My Pitch Up.
My name is Amy Bogard,
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
and we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm FU Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're going to fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
Embrace the madness.
In a world of blockbuster movies, there's another dimension.
The dimension of schlock cinema. Join us at Beautiful Disasters on a journey into the fringe territory of B-movie abandon.
We review the flicks that are forgotten or underappreciated to give them a proper place in the annals of celluloid history.
I'm the Groots,
FU Hunter.
your guides at Beautiful Disasters. Come along with us for a fun ride. May the schlock be with you.
All right, every one of those shows you can find at GUIPodcast.com and everywhere you get your podcast. But please go to GUIPodcast.com, go to our links tab, and click our link to TeePublic. And that's where all the merch is for all the shows under the GUI network, plus tons of just fun tangential ones. There's a sale every freaking week. There's spooky designs up
oh shit.
because, Halloween is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
School supplies are coming down.
Yeah.
Halloween shit is coming up.
Dude, I literally saw that in Target this past weekend.
They kind of dragged their feet, by the way. I
I went
started
in.
earlier,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, does that mean we're gonna get Halloween shit?" They're
Right.
like, "Nah, we'll just keep it there for another 2 weeks."
Like, what the fuck? Like, I went into Target literally a week ago, and I was got what I had to get, and then I was walking around like, oh, I'm gonna hit the Halloween section because again, school started.
Yeah.
This is fucking school shit.
Oh, the one I
What
went
the
to,
fuck?
they had it mostly empty.
Yeah.
The few school thing.
It was
but
empty.
They're like, well, we gotta wait till after Labor Day to put the. No, motherfucker, you don't have to wait till Labor
It's
Day.
not gonna
Put
be
the
this
shit out
weekend
now.
either. Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Okay. To be fair though, we bitch about Christmas showing up at like, the 1st of November.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I mean, can't have it both ways.
right? Except school started earlier. That's my whole argument. So
Yeah, it's still summer. it's still pretty fucking muggy outside. He didn't notice.
yeah,
Yeah. So anyway, It Survived the Child Block. It was a really good film.
it was fun. It just seemed
It was original
like it combined stuff that I really
for a
liked.
possession film. It was original, which is awesome because the only other big horror movie that's really coming out this year is
Exorcist.
Requel. So it's not even original.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's not.
I mean, there's
You know?
probably some smaller independent ones that they.
True. And this is small independent, but people knew about this. This had good market. This had
was
decent
A24
marketing.
going, this is a good word of mouth movie because
Yeah.
they put it out summer, like middle
Yeah.
of summer.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's
And in the horror community, A24 and Blumhouse are like swinging dicks. So I wouldn't say that's a small release.
right.
And it had good marketing
but
because of A24.
You're kind of taking a risk with the summertime because I mean, like you could release it in like
That's right, 'cause
mid-September.
it's been out for a month, right?
And it gets its own weekend.
It's been out for a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like
Yeah,
September would have made more
It
sense.
came out like beginning of August.
Yeah, September would have made more sense.
Yeah.
Because like that's when it's come out and it did well.
But it's
you
one of
know.
those things where, A lot of people are still coming to the movies a lot more in the summer. So it could do well, but you can have kind of a weak ass opening. But if you put it in the summer and word of mouth builds up, you're going to get longer legs on this movie. Because again, you know, if it does well in September, you got to compete with Exorcist, compete with other.
Going into October. No, they came out in August, and it's literally been in theaters for a month. You know, so.
And I got to see what the price is. But again, they've already showed the collector's edition with the fucking hand.
I want that shit.
That's pretty fucking bad.
I want that shit. That's going to happen. Yeah. So, Hunter, sounds like it's survived for you as well.
Yeah,
Solid.
I was surprised by it. I actually got to see this a little earlier before it came out because.
So you saw it in July.
Yeah, like the end of July. Actually, Groots and me saw it it was a Monday Mystery movie. And I was like, holy shit. I went in there I didn't have any idea what I was going to see. And I was worried it might be just your basic, like, you know, like Exorcist movie, which there's always like 1,000 of. And this definitely was not that. And it was a lot of fun and impressed me.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely, I had some people say it was good, without spoilers, say that it was a really good, original, refreshing, like, horror film. And I only watched trailers usually like once for a movie, so I didn't, and I kind of understood the concept, but I walked in with still questions, so I think that helped me enjoy it as much as some people that saw it without any word of mouth, if that makes sense, because if I know I'm going to watch it, I'm not going to read shit about it, I'm not going to watch the trailer 100 fucking times, you know, I just like, pretty much got to enjoy it brainless about what was going on in the film, which is the way you should watch. I mean, we should say at the beginning, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it.
And they already started this.
Too bad.
Warning.
Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, it's a solid fucking horror film. It is definitely refreshing, which was nice. You know, we don't, you know, in the day it's hard to get that. But when we thought the remake era was heavy in the 2000s, now it's like the reboot and or reboot sequel that we've been getting for the last 10 years from a lot of franchises.
Yeah, or just kind of like rehash shit. Like, you know, the horror movie I feel like came out before this was like Pope's Exorcist. And then you got...
They went right to Netflix too, bro. Like, it's on Netflix right now.
But I'm just saying, like, generic, like, Russell Crowe, we'll fight a ghost. Like, who fucking... Or a demon. Like, who fucking cares? You know? And then you have, like, The Nun 2 coming out. Like, and it's just, like, kind of the filler. So this was something different that was a good, solid, word-of-mouth, fun horror movie.
Exactly. 100%. So, all right, folks, that's it. Let us know what you think. lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What's your take on it? And until we talk to you again, embrace the madness.
Join us at GUIPodcast.com.